Okay, well, good morning, everybody. This is Jeremy and JP from Nonsuch Island, Bermuda, on a beautiful early January day, a rare winter day that's calm and sunny on the 6th of January 2026. So this is the first video we've done so far this year. Now this one, Cam1, we know because both JP and myself and many other people evidently were watching on the live stream last night. The female bird returned back at 9:54 p.m. Last night on the 5th of January. And by 11:16 she had produced her egg. Quite often it takes less than an hour from the return of the female. She'll quickly, reorganize the nest and get it to her liking, and then she'll lay the egg, settle down, start pushing, and lay the egg within an hour or less. Last night took a little bit longer, about an hour and 20 minutes more or less, which is the longest actually we've ever recorded between Cam1 and Cam2. Cam2 we don't expect back for some time yet. It's always one of the last birds or last pairs to return to lay. So I would say at least another 1 to possibly even 2 weeks before that one returns. And we do have a bit of a problem in Cam1 in that we've had a bit of a pesky squatter or tenant also living in this nest behind the camera, the infrared camera in there. And unfortunately it's been coming out a lot and stealing a lot of the nest material, which is mainly bay grape leaves and grass and such, and dragging it into its burrow, which we think is somewhere in the camera compartment or right adjacent to the camera itself, to eat, because these red land crabs are generally, herbivores and such, or detritivores. They eat, plant material and, also dead plant material and such. They're not above scavenging something that perhaps is already dead, but we don't really consider them normally a problem or harmful to the birds. But obviously if the birds are very good at ejecting even quite large land crabs by pecking at them. That bill is very powerful, and I know the crabs really don't like being jabbed at by the birds. And even quite young chicks I've watched successfully evict quite large crabs. But still, he's eaten half of the nest material, which means I've collected a pile of new nest material to supplement the nest. Obviously the softer and thicker the nest is, the more of a cushion it is against any rocks or pebbles in the nest, and it's just a more comfortable incubation place and will protect the egg during that long incubation, so it has a much greater chance. Nests that don't have a lot of nest material and have like stones and sticks and stuff incorporated often have a much higher egg failure rate, because it doesn't take much for a sharp little stone, just 5 or 10 millimeters in size, can punch a hole through an egg, and we've seen that many times. So just as part of the management, we try to remove that. So what JP and I are going to try and do today is I'm going to remove the lid. I'm going to remove the female, weigh her, check her band number, and then I'll take the egg out and also weigh it, because they weigh the most when they're freshly laid. They actually lose weight as the embryo develops in it and uses up a lot of the nutrition reserves of the egg. Then that will give a chance for JP to step in, find where the crab is, and we're going to put him in a bucket. We're not going to kill him or anything like that. What we're going to do is evict him as gently as we can, and then after he's in the bucket, I will move him to a new, very good location actually for land crabs outside of the boundaries of the nesting colony here, so he doesn't create a problem for another pair of cahals. Okay. Well, There she is. Yes, sweetie. You did so well last night. Looks like another really big egg. And she's a beautiful big female cahao. She's one of the bigger female cahaos in the whole population. This is one of only about 3 pairs I know of where the female is actually as big or even perhaps a tiny bit bigger than the male bird and such. And she's quite blasé. They almost go into what I call an incubation torpor, where they're almost semi-asleep. They're like into a Zen state of meditation to lay the eggs, just waiting patiently for the return of her mate. Yeah. So I think what I'm going to do is just, you can see it's a beautiful big egg in there. Very clean. I'm going to get her weight, her wing cord, and then I will take out the egg and start to process the egg. Wow, she is incredibly heavy. Nearly 400 grams. But I've seen this before with her. She's an exceptionally, as Samson is for male cahaos, she is for female cahaos. She is like a big girl. Let's see. 404, so that's 384 after laying a large egg. 384, that's, as comparison, most females at this point after egg laying would weigh somewhere around about 310 to 330 grams. So she's exceptionally big. Yep, and that's her, E0212. Boy, there isn't much nest material in there at all. There's some sizable pebbles and rocks, which the land crab has uncovered. So, see, stuff like that. This especially, very sharp little rock. This could easily punch a hole in this if I was not to remove that. Yeah, and it's quite an elongated egg, which is very much the case with this pair. They produced large elongated eggs, no damage, nothing. It looks great. So I am just going to weigh it. And the bag weight is 20, so let's see. It's 81. So that's 61 grams. That's a good sized egg. Average weight is about 55 to 58. So 60. All right, clock is ticking.
Okay. You can pass me. Okay, so I'm going to now take a quick look with the camera to see what else is going on in there. We might not know about. It seems to have been going up in that area there. I don't know. I'm going to feel around in there now to see what's going on. That's the entrance. The camera's here. It keeps going up in here with the leaf. Here's the hole here.
You got it?
Yeah, the hole is here. Yeah, so it's been coming in through here, through this hole here, and down through here.
Yeah.
It's under here. Can we break that? Do we want to? Let me put the other glove on and try to go in there. Just so we can show here what we've done. So there's an opening there, it looks like, and there seems to be another opening under here.
Yeah.
That's going under there. I think this is the suspect one here.
And
then he's been getting into the nest through there.
Yeah.
So he's been basically going up through, that should show up, but basically up through there, which then comes out here, which goes in there or there. Yeah, he's definitely been doing a lot of work. Oh, there's a big hollow spot under here. It's all hollow under here. It's all hollow under here, Jeremy. I don't know if we're going to be able to, I don't know what we're going to be able to do, to tell you the truth. I mean, it's not going to bother the adult,
No, absolutely not.
right? So,
The adults will very quickly evict it.
yeah. Yeah, he might just actually bail
Yeah.
knowing that there's an adult in there now.
That's right, yeah.
I think what we do is we actually give him a clear out here,
Yeah, that's
right?
the thing.
And then that way he can maybe just
Bail.
avoid going in the nest cavity.
That's right, yeah, because there's plenty of, stuff for him to eat outside the nest and everything as well as in. So
All right, so I'm going to do that. So we're going to give him an out over here so he can get out through here.
yeah,
So hopefully he won't need to get out of the nest.
yeah,
We'll keep an eye to see if he's actually still around and if we need to physically take over that area.
It's tucked right under the grass. Yeah,
But this way he can come out through here,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
hopefully that will alleviate that problem in the short term. All right, so he's got his own entrance here. Not that I don't want to encourage that, but
Yeah,
it's better than the alternative at this point.
exactly.
So we've given up on the excavation for today, and Jeremy's going to put the egg back into a very nice nest, mind you.
Okay, and then I will put the lid back on and then release her back into the entrance.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks good. I mean, the egg looks good. I haven't even candled it because it was just laid hours ago. And there's no sense with the embryo doesn't normally start to show until about the 4th or 5th day. And even then, it's a tiny little sand dollar-like looking thing under light that might be about 5 or 6 millimeters across. So, so hopefully her mate will arrive back in the next 1 to 3 nights and everything, and then they'll start their habitual fight over who's going to have the nest, because she's so big and she's so heavy. It's almost like she's accumulated fat reserves like a male, and I think that's one of the reasons why she's always most reluctant to hand over the egg to him. She wants to stay with that egg for about a good week. So often what will happen is they'll both just live together in the nest, and they'll just be playing hopscotch with each other. One will gently push the other one off the egg, go on it, and then the first one will gently push him off the egg and go back on it, and they'll do this for quite some time. I've seen them do it for up to a week before she'll finally say, okay, I'm ready to go, I've burnt off my fat reserves, and it's time for the male to take over. So so that's it's typical of what's happening in nearly 30 nests in the A colony alone, and 10 plus nests in the B colony right now in Nonsuch Island, plus another 120 odd nests on the 4 other nesting islands scattered around Castle Harbour here, right on the edge of the deep water there, the edge of the outer reef line. So coming from JP and Jeremy on a beautiful January 6th day. It's gorgeous, compared to the gale force winds we've been having for the last 2 or 3 weeks predominantly. It's great to be back out in the island, see the birds returning and laying, and we'll come back to you soon with further updates from Nonsuch Island, Bermuda. Everybody have a good day, and hope you had a happy new year. And let's hope that 2026 is in fact a good year. We can but hope. All the best.